What's up, YouTube? This is Chris here with my Harpie deck profile for July 2018. It's a deck I've been playing for about a year, and I really fell in love with it. But without further ado, let's get into it. I play 3 Harpie Channeler. Channeler is the heart and soul of the deck. She's what fuels the rank 4 and rank 7 plays. She's an amazing piece, and it's just a 3 of you. Got to play three of it. 3 Harpie Harpist. Harpie Harpist is the kind of like combo piece along with Harpie Channeler. This is a card when it hits the graveyard, you get to search, basically you search out another Harpie Channeler if you want it. She's amazing. Her normal summon effect to bounce a card back to the hand is very underrated. But yeah, she's definitely a 3 of. 3 Harpie Queen. Harpie Queen searches out Harpie's hunting ground, but the fact that it doesn't blow itself up, like if you don't have it on the field, that's amazing considering all the other field spell searchers that do that. But yeah, this card, I think you need to play it at 3 because you want to see the Harpie's hunting ground usually as fast as possible. She's big 1900 beat stick. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we are doing the Ties the Brethren build, so I am playing triple Bear Statue of the Stormwind. Most decks can't really out this, especially if your board's already set up, and most people aren't special summoning Wind Monsters, so it's the best barrier statue, I think, the one that goes right with this deck. It's not easy to get over when it's getting an attack point boost and you have some protections. Now, I am playing the 2 Harpie Lady ones along with the Cyber Harpie Lady. These are your Elgin Egotist targets. I like the 2-1 ratio for this. Some people don't even play Cyber Harpie, but that artwork is way too damn cool to fucking not play it. Harpie Lady 1 just gives your stuff a 300 point boost, including yourself. So it can help to buff your barrier statue or some other weak Harpies and just help you possibly OTK or just protect your stuff. Next, I play 2 Harpie Dancer. Harpie Dancer, I don't play a 3 of anymore. I just kind of needed room for other cards, but she's still a good card. She works great with the field spell that's not Harpie's Underground, Divine Wind, and Mist Valley. She works great with that, and she also works right alongside Harpie Harpist to return something to get an additional normal summon and do an effect. But she's easily searchable, so I don't think you need 3. I just play 2 of her. 2 Summoner Monk. I put this in recently. He's a good addition. The fact that you can discard your Hysteric Sign to get an effect, and then you're summoning another monster. This deck is all pretty much rank 4 based. So we're already doing that anyway. And he feeds something else that I run in the deck. But I like it at 2, even though the card's at 3 now. I think 2's just fine. You don't want to see it too often in your hand. 1 Harpie's Pet Dragon, because it's not a Harpie deck without one. And, I mean, why would you not play this card? It just lets you go into your rank 7 plays. And there are some good ones. 1 Dark Simorg. We're only running Summoner Monk really as your Dark Monster, but your extra deck monsters that you have are also, there's a few that are Dark and they're easy to get out. So this is a card that you could pretty much always get into if you draw it, but I only play 1 of. But your opponent not being able to set cards is, that's pretty great if you can get that off. Plus he's a level 7, so if you needed to go into a rank 7 play, you could. But yeah, 1 Dark Simorg. Next for the spells, I play triple Hysteric Sign. In my opinion, Hysteric Sign is probably the best spell card in this deck. I mean, not only do you get to search Elgin Egotist, but if by chance you just don't want to do that, if you want to just wait and you can pop it, there are ways to do that. Your opponent, if they pop it. But the fact that you get to search 3 Harpie cards with different names, that's just absolutely busted. Hysteric Sign's an amazing card. Why would you not run it at 3? Triple Ties the Brethren. Ties the Brethren, I do think this is the superior Harpie build. I think if you're not playing Ties the Brethren, it's just a mistake because you have so many level 4 Wing Beast targets. Why not throw in that barrier statue and just make it kind of a lockdown deck? Because Harpies can easily do that. Barrier statue, the cool thing about this is when you do play Ties the Brethren, if you have Elgin Egotist first, you can play Elgin Egotist, summon something, and then play Ties the Brethren. Because you can do as much special summoning you want before you play this card. You can't go into your battle phase, but most of the time you're wanting to go first anyway, so that's not really that big of a deal. The 2,000 life point cost, it is what it is. Play 2 Harpie's Hunting Ground. This card's searchable off of Harpie Queen, so I don't feel like we need 3. I mean, you're playing basically 5 copies of the card with Harpie Queen, so I feel like 2 is just fine. If I needed to bump it up to 3, I don't know, like I would consider if that happens, but I think 2 is just fine. By the way, this lets you pop your opponent's spells and traps. Great. And lets you pop your own if you need to. 1 Elgin Egotist. This card's searchable off Hysteric Sign, so you don't want to really play more than one of it. Lets you summon another Harpie from the deck, Harpie Lady. It's a great card, and I'm glad that when they announced the support for this a couple years back and they made support, they made it so this card was still playable, and like this is something you could actually play. The one Divine Wind of Mist Valley, I still keep this in here. Some people have taken it out, but this just works so damn well with Harpie Dancer, and being able to just be like, oh, any level 4 winged beast I want, any level 4 wind, the fact that you could get out the barrier statue with this, that's just absolutely busted. But any other Harpie Lady card that you wanted or whatever, you could do that. But this card is limited to one. I wasn't around in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I was kind of away from the game when this was a huge thing. I don't remember exactly what people were doing to bust this card, but it's fine as a one-of. Next, I play 2 rank up cards. Rank up Magic Limited Barion's Force and the rank up Magic Phantom Knight launch card. So basically, because of how often you're able to go into rank 4 plays, these are always pretty much live. Plus, if you like don't have that, these are cards that you could dump with Summoner Monks. That's why I like it. This one, there's a cool it's not really a huge combo. It's not too elaborate. It's just something that I do with it. But this can let you go into some number C monsters, and then this can let you go into some dark XYZ monsters at a higher level. Really, there's only one target for this, and there's only one target for that. That's the only reason I play it. So I'll show you guys that in the extra deck. And then for the traps, I play triple Harpie's Featherstorm. This card is absolutely stupid and retarded. Being able to activate this card from your hand and negate all your opponent's monster effects for the entire turn is retarded. And if they ever let Harpie's Feather Duster off the ban list, this card becomes even more retarded because then you can just like add it. But this is a definite 3 of. Why would you not run it? This is like anytime you get the play where you pop your Hysteric Sign or whatever, you get to search. This is always one of the cards you grab. Yeah, not really more I need to say about that. And then triple Anti-Spell Fragrance. You have to play Anti-Spell Fragrance in this deck, I think, because of like you just being able to control your opponent not being able to play their spell cards right away, and then, oh, it's my turn. I think I'll just summon some Harpies and pop that shit. It's an amazing card, and this has become kind of just a stun deck, and I like it. I don't play many stun decks, but I really enjoy this one. And then one Mirror Wall. Yeah, I'm sorry, but like this card actually works in this deck. People like laugh and like, oh, Mirror Wall, why don't you play like something else? The amount of times I've gotten someone with like, they're like, okay, well my card can't be destroyed by card effects, and they try to attack you, and you're like, Mirror Wall, and they're like, well, like, yeah, not much you can say about that. They try to attack your barrier statue, you just hit them with Mirror Wall. The life point thing really doesn't matter, but this card is actually cunty to get around because it is continuous, so they have to spend a resource to pop it. That's it for the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck. So, mostly just a bunch of rank 4s. Blade Burner Falcon, not a card I ever really go into. He's just there as an option. If your life points are less than your opponent's or whatever, he can go up to like 4,000. That's pretty good, but just not something you really ever need to go into. One Lightning Chidori. Lightning Chidori is great. You go into him a lot. It just gets rid of back row and other, like if they set a monster face down and stuff like that. Lightning Chidori is a staple. One Castel. He's a staple. So, what I was going to show you guys is, when you have that rank up card Barion's Force, basically what you can do is, because it has to have a monster with no materials on it to rank up, so all you can do is just summon Castel, detach 2, shuffle something back, play the rank up card. Here's a big 4,000 beat stick. That's it. This guy, that's all he is for. I think if your opponent attacks him, or doesn't attack while he's on the field, he can just blow up all the cards they control. So, not that that's probably going to happen because he has 4,000, but it's an option. Castel's a staple. You got to run him. One Heartland Draco. Heartland Draco can attack your opponent directly. That's really good if you want to game them. As well, I believe if you control a face-up spell card, which happens in Harpies, I believe they can't target him for attacks. So he's a pretty good card. I like him. One Ice Beast Zero Fine. This card I don't really ever go into, but it can negate all the cards currently on the field, so that could come in handy if you like your opponent's trying to stun you with a bunch of floodgates. That could come in handy. One Tornado Dragon. This card is amazing. Being able to not only pop your opponent's back row, but as everyone knows in Harpies, sometimes you want to pop your own, so being able to pop your own Hysteric Sign, that's great. Just being able to dictate when you want to do that, that's great. One Baguska, because it's Baguska, this card's busted and shouldn't ever be legal. Super Quantum was his Beast Ouroboros or whatever. I don't ever go into this. It's a wind. I mean, I'll probably take this card out. There's a rank 7 Raid Raptor card called Arsenal Falcon that'll be coming out at some point. I don't know when it will be, but that card's busted, and that will be a Harpie staple because you can just detach material to summon a level 4 Wing Beast from your deck, which means a barrier statue if you need it. So this card will probably be coming out. I don't even remember what this card does, to be honest. I don't ever go into it. One Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. This card, with that Dark Rank Up launch, obviously, you can detach 2 materials and then go into this guy, Dark Requiem. It's just an option because you always have rank 4s at your disposal, like with this deck. There's never really a time where you can't go into rank 4. So Dark Requiem is an amazing card. It's like him, but it's on steroids, and it also like can negate a monster effect, I believe. So like he's a really good card, and it's just you have tons of extra deck space in this deck. Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. This is a card I really never go into because I really never want to condone. Like I don't need 3-4 level 4 monsters to really like give up for an XYZ summon. It's not something I go into, but it's an option. I guess you could like sit on this and like your opponent wouldn't be able to attack it. That's pretty much it for that. I mean, you could attack your opponent directly, I think, with it, but whatever. For the rank 7s, one Big Eye. It's Big Eye. You get to take an opponent's monster. That can be really handy. One Draco Sack. Fuck this card. I always hated it back in the day. I mean, it's nice to have as an option if, like, let's say you have the Bear statue out and you need to go into a win rank 7. It's a good option. He's a good card. I just, I hated it when it came out. And then lastly, one Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Flare Metal, an underrated rank 7 that you can just sit on and just game someone with. So that is it for the Harpie deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like or subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we try to upload profiles all the time. There's plenty more that we have to do. We do not condone links. We don't play links. If you play links, that's your thing or whatever. But please understand that, like, if we don't like the summoning mechanic, we just kind of like wish it never existed. We want to kind of play it without it. So, yeah. So this is Chris signing out.